Monday means tier lists. Yes, today we're doing another tier list. You saw me do this a few years ago. You know I love to rank things. You know I love to tier them out. Let's start tiering up some positions in Major League Baseball for the 2021 season based on what we've seen, based on what we know. We're going to just be talking about players, and I feel like probably one of the more controversial, one of the most opinionated positions in baseball is going to be shortstop. Felt like a good place. I mean, who's the best shortstop in baseball? Lindor's had a slow start to the year. Tatis is still a beast. You got Trevor Story, Corey Seager, Tim Anderson, Javi Baez might be back. Let's talk about all the shortstops in Major League Baseball, all the main ones. We're gonna go through every single team, and we're gonna be ranking them from superstar all the way down to trash. So we're not necessarily doing like SA, any of that. We're just gonna go superstar to trash. And we're gonna be talking about shortstops in Major League Baseball. So if you guys do enjoy this video, you wanna see more tier lists for all the positions in baseball coming out this year, make sure to drop a like. 2,500 likes, you're getting another tier list next week. Subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so. Click that sub button, join the team. Get in the comment section down below. Let me know who you think the best shortstop in baseball is, and just also give your opinions on my tier list. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And make sure you drop me a follow on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc, as well as check out my Mets podcast, Mets Up. Link is in the description. Ooh, it's tier list time. I love doing tier lists. So as I said, we're starting off with superstar, all-star, good, average, below average, trash. So you can kind of think of it as superstar is like elite, all-star is like really good, good is just a solid player, average, below average, trash. You guys know the gist. So let's get started off here. We're going with Andres Gimenez of the Cleveland Indians. Andres is not really playing that well, but he does have a plus glove. He's got some speed, but the bat's just not really there. So for Andres, I think he's probably gonna be, unfortunately, because of how good Major League Baseball shortstops are, he's probably in the below average category. He still at least has a good glove. He still has some value there. But at the plate right now, it's not looking great, and that's always been the big knock on him, is whether or not he's gonna be able to hit. And he's just not really doing that. Adalberto Mondesi, man, like he's a guy who could be so good. He could be so good. But the thing with Adalberto is he just doesn't play much. I think Adalberto is, I think he has the potential to be a good all-star kind of shortstop, but I think right now to put him anything above average is a little tough. He's got the speed, he's got a decent bat, he's got a good glove, but he just doesn't play that much, I feel like. I feel like he's constantly hurt. He's really close to good though. I mean, like he is good. You know what? I'm gonna put him in, I'm just gonna put him in average. And then Andrelton Simmons, like his glove is not as good as it once was. He's still so phenomenal shortstop defensively, makes some crazy plays, but the bat is just, it's non-existent. The bat is so bad. The one thing though is that he walks, so he gets on base. Andrelton, I think he's gonna be top of average. I think now with his age and the fact that he's just not really hitting for much more than singles anymore, it's tough to get him a lot higher, but the glove is still strong. I'm gonna put him in average right now. Bo Bichette, oh man, Bo is so good, but defensively, Bo is struggling. Bo has not looked good at short this year, but Bo can just flat out hit. Bo, I think, goes into the all-star category. I think Bo is an all-star caliber shortstop. The offense is just so good. The glove is not great. He's probably going to end up being a third baseman, I feel like, down the line. But for right now, Bo Bichette as a shortstop, like the talent that he has, he's definitely an all-star caliber player in my mind. Brandon Crawford, I can't put him anything. I can't even put him in average. There's no way. I can't. I don't stand by this. I don't stand by it because Brandon Crawford's not good. I'll put him in average because he's having another good start to the season off of a decently strong 2020. His glove's not very good anymore though. It's pretty normal now. It's not what it once was, and it's not bad. I'll put him in average. I'll put him I'll just put him in average. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, I hate it though. I hate it so much. He's just not. You're gonna see after 162, the numbers are not gonna be good. But if I say he's below average, Giants fans are gonna cry because I just hate the Giants. No, I'm just telling you what you don't want to hear. But we'll put him on average. He's playing well. Carlos Correa. Carlos Correa is an all-star caliber shortstop. Now, inside these rankings, guys, don't look too much into it. We're just going to be placing guys in spots. There's no rankings inside of the actual tiers. Correa is definitely an all-star, one of the top 10 best shortstops in the game. He has the ability to become an elite shortstop. He's got the power. He's got a good glove. He has a cannon of an arm. I like Carlos Correa a lot. He's a little bit of a villain after the cheating thing, kind of has taken on that role. Hasn't really played that greatly recently, but Correa is really good. It's always come down to health with him, and when he is healthy for an extended period of time, he does some significant damage. He's really good. Corey Seager. This one is probably going to bother some people. I don't think Corey Seager is in the superstar. I don't think he's in the superstar range. I don't, because I really do think it's like a very few that get in there. I will make people happy. I'll put him at the top of all-star. I think he's really good, and I think he's on the fringe. I think he's so close. But again, I know this is not a detriment to the kind of player he is, but the injuries. He just got a huge hand injury that kills him. His ability at the plate is fantastic. His ability in the field defensively, not particularly the best. I don't know if I can put him in superstar just yet. I think he's so good. So good. He's right. He's on that fringe. finish. But superstar, no. Superstar is like 3 guys pretty much, I think, at shortstop. Didi Gregorius. Didi is an average shortstop. I'll put him towards the top, even though, again, I said I'm not ranking inside, but people sometimes just take into it. Didi's average. Didi's not good in the field. We know that. He's a horrendous defensive shortstop. He does have some pop in that bat. This year, he's not really hitting too much, but you know he will get hot at some point. Like, he's a good left-handed hitting shortstop, but in the grand scheme of shortstops where there's just so much good talent, it's hard to put Didi in a good category because there are just a lot of really, really good shortstops. I've wanted to put Dansby in the good tier, but Dansby, I think, is just average as well. Dansby's just kind of, he's hit or miss. He usually starts off hot and then cools off towards the end of the year. This year, he started off ice cold. He's a good fielder. He's a pretty good shortstop, but he's just not the player that you thought you were going to get with the #1 overall pick. That Shelby Miller trade looks better and better. I mean, not that it was ever really good for the Diamondbacks, but Dansby just hasn't lived up to the hype. I thought this would be the year that we see him take a step forward. We have not seen him do so. Elvis Andrus, I hate to say this, but he's just trash. He's just not very good. Like, he is towards the back end. He's on the end of his career here. I think we're starting to see the last few seasons of Elvis Andrus. Can't hit anymore. Fielding, he's not the same. He doesn't even have the same speed. He's a shell of the player that he once was, and let's be honest, if you compared even his prime to the shortstops that are in the game today, he's probably average, maybe good. So right now, based on how he's playing though, he's got to go in trash tier, and I think pretty much everyone would agree. Freddie Galvis. Freddie Galvis is a great, like, stopgap. He's a guy that if you have a shortstop coming or if you need some depth, I would take him on my team. But as an everyday shortstop, I don't even put him in average. I'll put him in below average just because he doesn't really get on base. He's got some pop in the bat. He's a completely fine fielder, but when you're talking about how talented shortstop position is, Freddie Galvis is like a starter on like 3 or 4 teams, and it's usually like the Orioles. Francisco Lindor. Francisco Lindor is going in the superstar category. Francisco Lindor is a superstar. He is very, very good. He's having a weak start to the season, and you're going to go ahead, play the bias card on me. You're going to say, oh, 2020, this season, he's off slow, he's not good, but it would be foolish to think that, 1, this guy's not a superstar, and 2, to think that he's going to continue to play this poorly. Like, he just goes through some bad stretches. It's going to happen. By the end of the year, you're going to see the numbers are all going to even out, and if he doesn't, I will move him down to the all-star category, sure, but I am not worried about Francisco Lindor. I'm not happy with how he's played. I'm disappointed, but he's a superstar. He's 100% a superstar in Major League Baseball, without a doubt, especially signing that massive contract with the New York-based team. Superstar, guaranteed. Fernando Tatis, also joining the superstar category. He is 100% one of the best shortstops in baseball. He is top 3 in my mind, and you can really put him anywhere, intertwine him in between those top 3. He's fantastic. He's got a good glove. I know he makes some errors, but he does have a pretty good glove, and it's not going to make sense. You're going to be like, oh, his OAA is bad. Makes errors, make throwing errors. It's going to happen. Young shortstop, but you've seen some of the plays that he's able to make. Some guys just physically can't make those, and he's also sick at the plate. While the average is a little bit down this year, we thought he was going to be kind of out for the year with that shoulder thing. He ended up coming back. He's phenomenal. He's a superstar. Gleyber Torres. Gleyber Torres, I think, is good. I think he's going to go as the first player in the good category. I know this year at shortstop, he's playing a little bit better than he has in the past. I'm still not sold on him as a shortstop, and I think Yankee fans can agree. If you watch this guy at shortstop, you don't go, that's a good fielding shortstop right there. By no means. His range just isn't particularly like anything to brag home or write home about. He's got a good bat, but he's not showing it right now. I think he's just in the same thing of like a slow start. I think Gleyber is a good player still, even though he has 1 homer and he hit 3 last year. He's had a rough like last 100 games, but he's just like, he's seriously too talented. We've seen him be too good before. I think he's gonna be fine. He's a good shortstop. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is so weird. This is so weird. He is elite defensively. Like, he might be the new best defensive shortstop in baseball. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but he's sick there. He's awesome. He makes some sick plays. And something the Flying Falafel is doing this year is he's hitting. So you combine the elite defense with a honestly average to maybe slightly above average. He might hit for some actual batting average in the league. With that glove, that puts him in the good category. I think Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, I can't believe I'm saying this, the Flying Falafel has changed my opinion on him. His swing looks a lot better this year. He's still got that great glove. We're putting him in the good category. Flying Falafel, let's do it. Javi Baez. Javi Baez is an all-star. Javi Baez is an all-star. We'll finally see him start to hit again, which is great because everyone was down on Javi, myself included. You were wondering what happened. He looks like he's back. He looks like he's healthy. Looks like he's playing well. We know how sick he is in the field with the glove. He's like one of the best base runners in the league. He's an exciting player, and it's got Cubs fans thinking, do we bring this guy back because he's starting to play well this year? Javi Baez is definitely an all-star. JP Crawford. JP Crawford's kind of an Andres Jimenez type player. Got some speed. He's not really much of a hitter. He will like kind of hit a little bit better, but not that much better. And he does have a strong glove. I think he's in that category of below average shortstops. Again, if he wasn't on the Mariners, who just need a guy to play short right now, bridging the gap to Noel V. Marte, who's eventually going to come up and be disgusting. I don't know where JP Crawford really is, so I'll put him in below average. Jose Churches. Jose Iglesias. Strong glove, has always had great hands. That's what's kept him in the league. We saw him hit a little bit last year. A bit of a, I don't want to say false hope, but you knew he wasn't going to hit like that again. Not with the Angels out west. I think Jose Iglesias is a below average shortstop. For the talent that is in the league right now, you can't be excited when you throw out Jose Iglesias out there every single day. The gloves, the hands, it's good, but the bat is just, it's just fine, and he's not an elite defender like Kiner-Falefa Falefa, and he doesn't really have the power even like Kiner Falefa, which is a crazy statement to say. I'm just not sold on Jose Iglesias being anything more than below average, and just with his age, I mean, you know what? I guess I could put him in average, and maybe it's a little harsh. He's actually average. He does have a good glove. We're gonna put him in average. That was harsh. I had to think about it. We talked it out. He's average. So Kyle Farmer, I don't even necessarily know if he's playing much shortstop. I know Eugenio was for a little bit, trying to get Jonathan India to maybe play a little bit there. Nick Senzel. Kyle Farmer is just gonna go in the trash tier. Like, he's not really a shortstop, not really that good defensively, doesn't really do anything at the plate, can hit a left-handed pitcher, but that's kind of it. Kyle Farmer is also gonna go in the trash tier, unfortunately. Kevin Newman is also gonna go in the trash tier. He is not very good. Kevin Newman doesn't really do anything. His big like trait, or his big thing that you like about him, is that he's got a decent glove and he doesn't strike out, but when he doesn't even get hits or hit for any sort of power or even really walk that much, like, he doesn't have much value to a team. And again, is only really starting because he's on the Pittsburgh Pirates waiting for O'Neal Cruz. Like, he just is not that good. I can't put him anything above trash tier. Miguel Rojas. What do I do with Miggy Rojas? This is a guy who I've snubbed in the past, and he even tweeted at me and basically was saying I don't know what I'm talking about, and since then he's proven me, well, wrong. He's been right. He's been playing really good baseball. Miguel Rojas has a solid glove. He's got good defense. He's like a big leader on the team, and he's hitting for average. He's got an OPS hovering around like 800 the last 2 years. I think I'm still gonna put him in the average tier because I don't know how much I believe that he's really going to be anything better than average. But if he does it for the full season, I'll put him in the good tier. I will. But right now, we're just gonna put him in the average tier. I can't see Miguel Rojas. He hits for singles, guys, and has a just really solid glove. I don't think he's Isaiah Kiner Falefa. I think Kiner Falefa's got more pop, and he's got a way better glove. Glaber's got the potential to be better and has shown us that. I can't put him outside of this average category. And then Nick Ahmed. Oh man, what to do with Nick Ahmed? This one's really tough. He's kind of like Andrelton Simmons, like fantastic glove, just can't hit. He's a way worse hitter than even Andrelton Simmons. Oh God, I can't put him in below average. That's too wrong. Because like, even with the absolutely terrible offense, he's still like an average player at shortstop. So we'll put him in the average tier. He joins that group of guys who's a good fielder, elite fielder even, can't hit. So Orlando Arcia, technically not even the shortstop for the Brewers anymore. If I were to put him anywhere, he's below average. I don't think he's very good. Who even is the Brewers shortstop right now? It would normally be Luis Urias. I think that's how you say it. I don't think it's like Julio Urias. I think it's Urias. I don't know how to say it. They're a little different, but even if it was Luis Urias, whatever it's gonna be, he's also gonna be in below average. I'm just not sold on either of those guys being everyday shortstops. Decent gloves, okay bats, below average. Paul DeJong, I don't know where to put you either now, because Paul DeJong's got a good glove, but the bat has just been not what we expected. I think Paul DeJong has the potential to be an all-star caliber shortstop because he can drop some homers. He has a good glove, but he is about the streakiest hitter I've ever seen. Oh, where do I put Paul DeJong? I think I'll put Paul DeJong in average as well. There's a ton of average shortstops, I just realized. I think he goes in average. There's a good player there. There's a good player inside Paul DeJong somewhere because he's got the glove, he's got the power, and he has gotten hot, but he can't do it for a full season. We haven't seen it the last, like technically 90 games, but I think even the second half of 2019 was bad. I'm gonna check that. Yeah, even his second half was just weaker. Like, the average was down on base. Slugging was up, but 731 OPS after 786. Like, he's been struggling since after the All-Star break in 2019. Just hasn't been good. Tim Anderson is an All-Star. Tim Anderson has looked really good at shortstop this year. Of course, he's got a great bat. He's one of the most fun players to watch in baseball. Tim Anderson goes into that All-Star category of shortstops. He is so much fun. He is awesome. Big Tim Anderson fan. This dude just mashes, and he's getting better at shortstop. You love to see it. He's an All-Star. Trevor Story is a superstar. Without a doubt, Trevor Story is a superstar shortstop. Might even be the best shortstop in baseball with the slow start to Francisco Lindor and the week 2020. Trevor Story continuing to play good baseball, as he always does with that great glove and the speed and the bat and the power. He's going to be a free agent. He's going somewhere else, maybe even at the trade deadline. Trevor Story might be the best shortstop in baseball and is without a doubt a superstar. If you don't know him, that's on you, but people who know baseball know Trevor Story. He's incredible. I also think that Trey Turner is a superstar shortstop. Now, you might not think it, and people might not think it, but he is. Look at his numbers. When Trey Turner is on the field, he does incredible things. I mean, he is low-key the reason why the Nationals won the 2019 World Series. If you look at their first half, when he wasn't playing, wasn't doing good. He came back. That's when they started to pick it up. They won the World Series. It's not completely his reasoning, but he's an X factor, and his numbers back it up. This is a dude last year who finished with almost 1,000 OPS. This year, he's in the 930s again. He's got the speed. He's a pretty decent fielder. He's got power now. There is nothing to dislike about Trey Turner. He is fantastic, and I think a sneaky candidate for one of the best shortstops in baseball. He's without a doubt a superstar in my mind. Willy Adames, I would have put in the good category, but he got a little bit cold. He's not really hitting as much. Willy Adames definitely goes in the average category. Again, don't look too much into where I'm putting guys' faces. I think he's an average shortstop. The Rays are pretty much just counting down the days until they can get Wander Franco there playing shortstop, or somebody else, even maybe like Taylor Walls, to play short. Wander at third. He is an average shortstop. He's got a decent glove. It's been good at times. It's been bad at times. Again, he kind of gets into that Tatis thing with some errors, but he's good. And sometimes he hits for power. Sometimes he doesn't. It's really tough. He's average though. Willie Castro. I don't know what to do with Willie. I like Willie. I like Willie. He still hits the ball hard, but at shortstop, he's just not a good fielder. And for his career, he hasn't put up good numbers. Ugh. Willie, what do I do with you, Willie Castro? This is so tough. Everything in my heart tells me he's average, but all the stats are telling me right now, Willie Castro is a little bit below average. He's probably going to turn around and I'm going to eat a little crow here, but Willie Castro right now, based on what we've seen for his entire career, is just kind of below average. You take away the hot 2020 season where it was a short sample and you put it all together for like the 90 games he's played, he's below average offensively and he's not great defensively. Below average. And then Xander Bogaerts. I want to put Xander Bogaerts in the superstar tier because Xander Bogaerts is so good. He's another one of those guys that I just feel like doesn't get enough love. Now, granted, in the field, he is atrocious. He is horrendous at shortstop in the field. The dude's got brick hands, and while it's gotten better, still doesn't mean it's good. If you're going from an F to a D, I've said this many times, you improved, still a shit grade. That's kind of what he does with his glove. The bat is just possibly the best out of all shortstops in Major League Baseball, if not the best. But where do I put Xander? I think Xander is not superstar. I hate to do it. I think he's just all-star. I think if he had the sick glove or even just a average glove, he goes into superstar. But because his glove is so bad, he just goes into regular all-star category, but he's that next guy. He's a top 5 shortstop in the league. That pains me. That pains me. Can I look at any defensive number that will tell me he's not that bad? I'm gonna go searching real quick, and if I can, I'm moving him into superstar. But if all the numbers tell me he's bad defensively, I gotta keep him in all-star. You just can't. Yeah, I'm sorry, Xander. The glove is just so bad. At such a valuable position defensively. All-star, but offensively, he's probably the best hitting shortstop in baseball, and I don't feel uncomfortable saying that. His bat is so sick, and that is every single shortstop in Major League Baseball that's starting. We got 4 superstars: Tatis, Lindor, Story, Turner. Turner's gonna be a hot topic, especially going ahead of Seager. The Dodgers fans are gonna be mad, but it's just facts. Trey Turner is better. DRS, UZR, Trey Turner is better, and he's just honestly a better hitter, I think, too. And he's got the speed. Love Trey Turner. All-stars, we got a bunch, and this is like, again, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the top 10. The top 10 shortstops in baseball are sick. And then a guy like Glaber gets left out of the top 10 because he's just not as sick as those guys. Kiner Falefa gets bumped up a little bit. There's a lot of average. There's a lot of mediocre right now at the shortstop as well. A lot of elite, a lot of mediocre, and then there's a decent amount of bad. But the shortstop position's loaded, and I'd love to know what you guys think about this tier list down in the comment section below. Where do you agree with me? Where do you disagree with me? What do you like? What do you hate? Of course, I want to know your opinions, so, tweet me as well. Hit me up on Instagram, TikTok, whatever you got. GiraffeNeckMarc. You can find me on all social media. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. 2,500 likes if you want to see me do another position next week for tier list, as well as subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the content. Thank you guys for watching. You know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload. Click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Bye.